Good morning out there, everybody. Alan D9J Sports, we're right back at it with another show this morning. We've got a good one on the drive this morning. Luka Doncic, LeBron James, average score 70 points, combined for 70 points in their win over the Rockets. What an incredible performance, but that only adds fuel to the fire for the LeBron James fans out there to say LeBron James. See, we told you, he's the greatest player of all times. Well, I'm going to debunk that here on the show this morning and let you know that no, ladies and gentlemen, it's just the media continuing to try to pump him up when it's pretty obvious that it isn't LeBron James. Let's jump right into this thing on the drive this morning. Well, ladies and gentlemen, as I stated, they averaged combined for 70 points last night, which does add fuel to the fire. But just a day previous to that, Coach K and the great legendary Roy Williams both spoke about MJ, Michael Jeffrey Jordan. Started with Coach Williams saying that Jordan was the best player that he'd ever been around and he's ever seen, and nobody surpasses him as a GOAT. Well, then Coach K comes out on the Pat McAfee show, of course, hosted by ESPN, and Coach K says that the greatest player he's ever been around and had association to be around, especially when he was around the Dream Team, was MJ, Michael Jordan. And he said also in that same room would be Kobe Bryant. Now, and he said that there may be a couple more people, but he didn't at the time mention LeBron James until Pat McAfee starts going like a little girl. What about LeBron? What about LeBron? And Coach K initially said he's not going to say any other name, but Pat McAfee continued on. Oh, what about LeBron? He finally said, well, yeah, he's not selling tickets outside, but he could probably be in that room. Which just continues on no matter what happens. They're not even talking about LeBron James, but somebody wants to bring him up. Now, I'm going to tell you my thoughts on it and kind of clear this thing up for you out there, ladies and gentlemen, about LeBron James. LeBron James undoubtedly is a great player, one of the greatest players in NBA history. But I want to ask you a question, and I want you to think about this before you run into a call when I say this. Okay. LeBron James was on the current team that he plays on, the Los Angeles Lakers. Is LeBron James the greatest Laker of all times? You know the answer to that is no. It's either Kobe Bryant, Magic Johnson, or Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, or possibly Shaq. But it surely isn't LeBron James. He's not the greatest Laker of all times. When it comes to the Miami Heat, is LeBron James the greatest player to ever play for the Miami Heat? Well, you know that isn't true. It's Dwayne Wade is the greatest Miami Heat player of all times. Now, I will give it to him that he's the greatest Cleveland Cavalier of all times, but he's not the greatest Laker, and he's not the greatest Miami Heat player of all times. Therefore, how can he be the greatest player of all times? I do not understand it. I do not understand the narrative. I do not understand how it's so bad to be in third or fourth. Now, no matter how many times players, not just regular fans, players come out and state that Kobe Bryant is above LeBron James and right there with Mike. Players and coaches who play with him, who coach him, continue to say the same thing, but the fans and ESPN and the media will not let it go. It just doesn't make any sense. And I've never heard Kobe Bryant, when he was alive, say that he was the greatest player of all time. I've never heard MJ say he was the greatest player of all time. I never heard Kareem. I never heard Shaq. The only person that I've heard say that is LeBron James. That's the only person I've ever heard say that he's the greatest of all times, when there's nothing there to prove that you're the greatest of all times. It isn't, because longevity doesn't make you the greatest of all times. Adding fuel to the fire, the 70 points combined last night, ladies and gentlemen, that isn't going to get him over the edge. It isn't getting him over the edge. And I just can't believe, I guess I can believe how Pat McAfee actually absolutely went crazy about the fact that this man said that it was Kobe Bryant and Michael Jordan. And if you're a true savant and you've been watching sports and you're old enough, and I'm not talking to you, the problem with it, most of the fans of LeBron James are young people who haven't seen MJ play, who barely got to see Kobe play. Okay, that's the problem. They don't have the whole story, and when you don't have the whole story, something's gonna go wrong. You're gonna see things in a false and a negative light. When the people who have the whole story are here to tell you that no, ladies and gentlemen, it isn't LeBron James, it's Michael Jordan, and that's one, and 1A damn sure is Kobe Bryant. It's damn sure Kobe Bryant. So, once again, regardless of how many times the players say it, no matter how many times the coaches say it, LeBron James fans and the fans of Clutch Sports and ESPN will continue to push that narrative out there that LeBron James is the greatest, when we all know he never surpassed the great, legendary, rest in peace, Kobe Bryant. This is Alan on the drive. Have a good day out there this morning. It's almost over with for the week. I'm definitely OUT.